Okay. I've just sat down to do today's message, and as I'm just shuffling, I'm hearing Latina. So you might be Latina, or you may be dealing with someone who is Latina, okay, or that might just be relevant in some way. I'm hearing opportunistic, and it may or may not be related, okay, and these signs that I'm picking up on, I'm hearing, don't need to be relevant to you for this message to still resonate, okay? I'm hearing make room. So you might be making room, or this is Spirit saying make room for something new, something big. Make room for something big. Okay? Make room. Okay. It's the open relationship card, but don't freak out, because I'm getting that this is Spirit's way of trying to paint a picture about a situation. Make room for something. You may be needing to open up to a relationship, okay? Or you are, I just saw the new love card and then it just flipped back. So some of you may be open to having a new relationship with someone, or you're open, or you're needing Spirit saying make room for something new in your life. It does not need to, like I set the intention that this isn't necessarily just about like romance or anything. It could encompass anything. So use your discernment. And if you're feeling fear or anything around what I'm saying, then that's not your intuition, okay? I just want to preface that. I feel like it's not talked about enough. Early on in my spiritual journey, or I don't know, even that feels weird to say, but when I first started getting into tarot, when I was watching a lot of readings, I still watch readings now, I would feel a lot of fear from some of the things that some readers would say, and I was having a really, really tough time with discerning what, between what was resonating with me, or fear of what's going to happen type of thing. Intuition doesn't invoke fear within you, okay? Intuition is calm, it's peaceful, it's an inner knowing, and it's not ever going to invoke fear in the sense of telling you something you don't already know, okay? Even warnings should not invoke fear. And this isn't about the reader that you're watching is like, if you're feeling fear from a reader, like obviously, again, use your discernment about, if a reader is fear mongering. But if something simple, like if seeing this card triggered you, or you're like, oh my God, like is my relationship, going to turn into an open relationship, or is Spirit telling me that I should have an open relationship, like things like that, like would really set me off and trigger me. And I don't know why I'm going into this, but I just feel the need to it turned out that I had OCD. Years and years later, sorry, my phone ran out of storage. So again, make room. That's crazy. You're needing to make room. Spirit is saying make room for something new, okay? Make room. Open up to a relationship with something new. It could be someone new, however it resonates for you, okay? Yeah. There are obstacles in the way currently. So you're being asked to make room, okay? Make room. Spiritual growth, okay? Spiritual growth. But there's too many. I'll take the one. Mature man. Okay, there could be a mature man involved. It doesn't have to be like an old man, but it could just be talking about a man that is coming into your life. Maybe you are the mature man, mature in age, mature in they could just be mature for their age. It doesn't have to be, but this person is mature. Okay. True gem. Okay, I saw that on the bottom of the deck. So, and on the bottom of the deck we have new money, we also have love. So I feel like there's a couple of like different situations here for some of you, but the main message I'm getting, so like True Gem, I haven't used this deck in a very, very long time. What does it say? True Gem, something magical, a gift, a surprise, someone you least expect to impress you, a heart of gold, expect the unexpected. So yeah, you're needing to really make room for something in your life. There's Spirit saying make room. Something's trying to come in, but it can't. Because you're not, it's like what I'm getting is like you are trying to be open, like you're waiting for something to come in, you're waiting for this true gem, okay, for this gift, surprise, something good. Okay, the Three of Swords just popped out. You might have seen that. And it was actually the first card that was on the top before, and it slid out, and so I just didn't think anything of it. So I will take that. Three of Swords. There's something holding you back, and it's past pain. Okay, and I'm really getting the sense that like this past pain is holding you back, but you're not actually aware. Tell me about this past pain. So this past pain is like serving as this obstacle to newness coming into your life, something new. The thing you're trying to manifest, whatever it is, you're not completely yet open to it. There's obstacles in the way. So we're going to figure out today, what are the obstacles? What is it that's coming in? What is this mature man situation? Okay. And how we clear those obstacles to remain open. To make room. The Moon. Yeah, I was like, what did I say? I literally said like you don't know what this is. You don't know that you've got pain holding you back still. And like to the point where like I'm telling you this right now and you're going, like you're trying to like track your brain, trying to like jog your memory, like what is it that I'm holding on to that could potentially be holding me back? It's something deep. It's something deep, and it's something you're not aware of. It's literally holding you back from your 9 and 10 of Cups. Progression here. It's like this for me, because it's mirrored. Wish fulfillment and ultimate happiness and contentment. Five of Pentacles came back but went back. Came out but went back. What is this? What is this pain? What is this obstacle? This pain that is this obstacle. King of Swords. This could be the mature man. Justice. It's almost like this pain has something to do with things not going in your favor. But this feels like a really overarching, I nearly said enemy. It feels like a really overarching energy. It's not, it can't necessarily be traced back to one particular thing. Like don't think surface level, think deep. Think overall dynamic, overall energy, overall belief, overall assumption, the world. This is like a lesson that's coming up. Spirit's wanting you to know, like, hey, you're on the path to clear this obstacle and to make room for this newness that's coming in. A lot of you would have been getting like you may have already started to see these blessings start trickling in over the last couple of days, over this last week, and part of you is like, oh, this is great, like you're basking in it, but then there's this little bit of worry. It's like, is this going to continue? Like this is right, we're on the right track. Obviously whatever I'm doing is working. I'm seeing progress, I'm seeing things, I'm seeing abundance and blessings. But is this where it ends? So I have a feeling, and I will dig deeper, but I have a feeling this is something to do with like pain, like past pain of things not fully coming to fruition for you, okay? And beliefs around that. I don't even know if it is necessarily beliefs. The Lovers. Something about not being chosen. Not being chosen. Six of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles came back. Okay, Spirit, what is this? There's something here about just this, like, yeah, as I was saying, things not fully coming to fruition. This feels like it's very much linked to yesterday's message. Okay, so this could definitely be a continuation of these energies. So this obstacle that is in the way here is this, like, pain of not being chosen in the past, not being given to. Queen of Pentacles. It's interesting because you know, like, you can identify yourself as being in this energy, right? But, like, you know this. You don't need confirmation of this. You know you're in your Queen of Pentacles energy. But there's a but. But you still wonder, or you still... There's still maybe, like, a question in the back of your mind, like... I'm hearing, don't count your chickens before they hatch. And, like, that's the energy that you're, like, imposing on yourself. So it's almost like you don't want to celebrate the small wins. You acknowledge them, but you're being very, you're not getting your hopes up, which is understandable based on what's happened to you in the past. Or it's almost like you can acknowledge that things are moving in the right direction and you're happy with the success that you have seen over the past week, but it's still, to you, it's nothing to celebrate over yet. But you have expanded. You're moving on from that though. I'll touch on that in a second. You have expanded your opportunities. Like you've got multiple doors open now. You've got multiple things, which means multiple opportunities for things to start happening, multiple opportunities for blessings to come in these different avenues. Okay? Take this how this resonates. And you are actually seeing movement and progression in these different areas. And you're like, yes, okay. Like, let's just keep the ball rolling. Let's just, like, I hope it doesn't die off. There's like this worry, or this almost like this, like, why can't it just, like, there's this worry of it slowing down. There's this worry of it, of the momentum not continuing to be built. But going back to the message from, I think it was 2 days ago, with this Four of Wands card, Spirit's like, I think that motorbike? Spirit's like, instead of focusing, and it's a normal reaction for you to have, try to redirect your focus to joy. Remember, is this fun? Are you if this is a relationship, does this still feel good? Whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you're involved in, does it still feel good? Are you still having fun? Are you still enjoying yourself? If the answer is yes, then Spirit's saying, please don't worry about anything other than the joy that you are feeling, because that is the driving force. Before, things didn't work out, you weren't chosen, or things didn't work out because in the past around this or other relationships or other situations or other endeavors, because you weren't coming from a place of joy. Part of you might have been, but that wasn't the sole reason. That wasn't your sole reason for doing it or embarking on it or whatever. Check in with yourself today. You're being asked, is this still fun? Are you still enjoying yourself? If the answer is yes, then that's it. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to worry about. Because if you are continuing to engage in something that is still enjoyable and still fun for you, and you know that, you're checking in with yourself and you're reminding yourself, is this still fun? And it doesn't even need to necessarily be fun. Does this still feel good to me? Do I still want to do this? Do I still want to be here? Do I still want to go there? Do I still want to be involved in this? And as long as the answer is yes, and ask yourself that question every day, how do you feel? And if the answer to that question on a particular day is no, that doesn't mean you have to give up on it or quit on it completely. It's just like checking. Okay, your plans, right? Whatever you have planned to do today, tomorrow, whenever, focus right now. I want you to focus right now on the next plan that you have, okay? That is involving what this reading is sort of about. And I'm going to ask you, does that plan, idea, whatever you've committed to yourself to do or to continue to be involved in or whatever, does that still feel good to you? Does that still feel like a good idea? Do you still want to do that? Do you still want to do it for the sake of doing it? Not for the sake of a particular outcome. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do something for a particular outcome, but where it gets a little bit messy is we forget why we're doing something, and then we get stuck in doing it because we feel we have to. So this is really, Spirit is saying, like, make room. And the way that you continue to make room for these blessings, oh my God, my hairspray, don't mind that. The way that you continue to make room, oh my God, sorry guys. I use like a, the Got To Be Glued, like flyaway gel, and it's, okay, whatever. I have a streak in my hair. You need to make room for this to continue to be something that you want to invest in by filtering out all the rest, filtering out all the other bullshit. Yeah, because you can't, like, it needs to be built on the right things. It needs to still be able to bring you joy and fulfillment. Okay, so continue to check in with yourself and remember that that's the indicator. That's how you are measuring this. Okay, this is how you're measuring success. I'm going to do something today or tomorrow, whatever. I'm doing something, I've committed to something. Every day you need to check in with yourself before you embark on the thing, before you do the thing, before you see the person, whatever it is. Does this still feel good to me? Am I still enjoying myself? Don't think about like the outcome of why you're doing this. Like if it's a person, don't think about the potential. Think like in this moment right now, am I having a good time? Am I enjoying myself? Don't think about the potential of the project, the potential of the person right now. Doing the thing, doing the work to embark on the project or to for the result. Does that feel good and fun? If the answer is no, then you know that you need to not get rid of it. Just tweak or reevaluate your plans or why you're doing something, okay? Because Spirit saying you will see the most external payback, Seven of Wands energy, Seven of Pentacles energy. You will see the most results and less confusion, most clarity when you are engaging in these things and these hobbies from the right place. Two of Pentacles. You will know which direction to go in. Yeah, Queen of Wands. You'll be lit up. You will be creating from that space, which means that what you are creating or what you are building with someone or whatever it is, you will be doing so without burden, without obligation. And it won't feel tiresome. It won't end up being something that, like, just check your motivator. What is motivating you on this journey? No matter what it is, you're being asked to check what your motivator is. Is your motivator results? Because if it is, Spirit's saying, this is not going to become fun. This is not going to be fruitful for you. on that, I want to ask, why can't it be results driven? If the result is the thing that we want, why can't it be results driven? Okay, it can be results driven, but why can't we become successful from this, or why can't this be a success, whatever that means to us, without always enjoying it? Because it has to feel, because for you, for us, it can't feel like a burden. But what has that got to do with results coming in or not? Spirit, what has that got to do with, like, cause and effect, Spirit? Like, what has that got to do with whether we see results, whether it becomes successful or not? There's layers to this, guys. Just bear with me, because I feel like it's an important question. We all know that, oh yes, you know, do what you love. You have to love what you do. But if we see potential, something about the energy that we're putting into it, right? The intention. The intention has to be right. Again, going back to yesterday's reading about the right recipe, whether it was yesterday or the other day, having the right recipe, having the right ingredients, what it is you are trying to manifest, what it is you are trying to bring about, this particular thing needs the right ingredients. And the biggest ingredient, the biggest missing piece is your essence. Oh my God, going back to that. Now, Spirit is saying, okay, we know that it's your essence. So your essence has to be aligned with what it is you are trying to bring about, what it is you are trying to create. And in this instance, it's going to be different for different things, but in this instance, it is about your essence being aligned through intention. So what is your intention? But still, why can't the intention just be success? Why can't the intention, like, just for the sake of questioning it, Spirit, why can't the intention just be one of, hey, I'm really good at this thing, I want to monetize it and I want to make money off of it so that I can then enjoy my life in other ways? Why does the intention have to be from a place of, there's too many cards, from a place of, it has to be pure, I'm hearing. But why does it have to be, like, why do we have to still be enjoying what we do for it to be successful? Again, this is the card that I was talking about with essence, because people can't reach you in the way you're wanting to be reached unless you are open. So you are someone who has the tendency to engage in projects, engage in relationships, or whatever it is for you. You are someone who tends to go into something with the intention, like, you are very results driven, which isn't a bad thing. It just makes you very tenacious, and it makes you very go. Like, you might have Capricorn Mars, or very strong Mars placements, okay? Or maybe you have strong Capricorn placements, and you are someone who is like, I'm not going to do anything without reason, and your reason is the motivator. And you are someone who, lifestyle or money or whatever it is a motivator, and Spirit's saying there's nothing wrong with that. However, the motivator needs to be able to sustain you. And you as a person cannot sustain what it is you're trying to achieve unless you are actively emotionally tied to what you are doing, meaning you have buy-in, you have incentive other than the tangible results. God, this is deep. Six of Pentacles. It cannot sustain you unless you are enjoying it, is what Spirit's saying. Which, if you look at your life, any hobbies or anything that you have done long term, or any, think back to like the best relationships that you've had, or the best friendships that you've had, or, whatever this reading, like if this is a project for you, if this is a career, if this is a lifestyle, or if this is a relationship, whatever it is around that, think about like what you deem successful. What does it come down to? And you likely, as someone who, it has to come down to it being lucrative, obviously, and that's the main motivator here, which is okay. But it also, you're not going to just do something just because it is giving you a lot of money, or just because, you're getting something out of it. You have to get something out of it, but you're not going to do it just for the sake of that. That's not who you are. So it's like a double-edged sword. You're not one of these people who can just do something for the sake of it. Like, you're not going to be able to do that job for the rest of your life just because it's good money. It will sustain you financially and physically, but it will not sustain you psychologically, mentally, and spiritually. It needs to be aligned with your essence. Okay? So if you're going to do this thing, whatever this is, it needs to sustain you. And the way that it will sustain you is how do I want to say that? Is your level of emotional fulfillment, okay? Seven of Cups again. Five of Cups. I feel like too, in the past, you are someone who maybe you've had a lot of different options, or you've tried a lot of different things, and they've worked for some time, but then they ended up just not being fulfilling anymore. And this is why it's so important for you to ensure that you are doing this from a place where it is aligned with you, aligned with your essence. Therefore, it has to fulfill you. So this is why Spirit is saying this is a potential obstacle that you have run into before in the past, that you've come up against this time and time again. This is reading me to filth. You've done this, you've done that, or, and you've seen some success, but it's never been sustained. Look at this in reverse. And I've got the deck upside down, so that's funny. It's not been sustainable, or it hasn't sustained itself. It has to come from a place of enjoyment, not obligation. Not because you've set these limitations on yourself by going, okay, well, I can monetize off this, or I can do this, and I see the return that it's going to give me. You see other people living lucrative lives doing these things, or having these careers, or, making careers out of their hobbies. And maybe you have seen a time where you have started to do that with other things. Like, this is not like, I feel like your whole life you've come up against this issue where you can do it for a certain amount of years or a certain amount of time, and then it becomes unsustainable. You're like, I'm sick of this. I don't want to do this anymore. You've lost your love for it. You've lost your spark because it's not sustaining you emotionally. It's not fulfilling you. because it's missing your essence and your intention behind why you're doing it. And it's a little bit confusing because it goes a little bit deeper than just like, oh, what's your why? Why are you doing this? Like it's more so like, okay, you're gonna start, you want to become an influencer, doing this and that. Okay, so how are you going to present yourself? How are you going to create? How are you going to build a community or create something or whatever it is and still continually love what you do? And I'm hearing that's the burning question. So how do we do that on a everyday basis, Spirit, Ace of Pentacles, so that we're not creating these obstacles for ourselves and that we are ensuring that, and I'm getting like Spirit saying you really care about this what you're wanting to do now, and you found a way to incorporate your essence, the idea is you're presenting you, and you're wanting to create a career out of you. And it might be a number of different things that you're going to do, but at the heart of it, it's you. So Spirit's like, okay, we will support this. This is what you're supposed to do anyway. We see how bad you want this, and we see how aligned it is for you. So Spirit's like, okay, we've got to do this the right way, because in the past you've tried to do little bits and pieces of it, and it's worked, but not consistently. So how do we do this on an everyday? So the first thing is to check in with yourself every day before you engage in the task, before you engage in the hobby, before you create the content. Is this enjoyable? If the idea that you're about to do or the content you're about to create, if the answer is no, and you need to be able to be honest with yourself. If the answer is no, that doesn't mean you don't do it. It means perhaps we need to think of a way to make it fun. Okay, it needs to work for you, not just for the sake of it, like, oh, it's content is content. Like, I understand, like, I'm just using that as an example, but you need to be able to figure out ways for you to engage in this thing that every day it feels fun. That is your KPI. That is your key performance indicator. Okay? With whatever this is about, even if it's not about pursuing a goal, a dream, a career, whatever, if this is a relationship, whatever it is, your key performance indicator, okay, is this enjoyable? That's the one thing that you have to meet. Checking every day, is what I'm about to do enjoyable? And if it's not, if it's something that it's like you don't really want to do it, or you'd rather be doing something else, how can I make this enjoyable? Okay, that is your key performance indicator. What do you have to say about that, Spirit? Two of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, High Priestess. Now it's interesting, I'm not getting anything from that straight away, so I have to tune into this really, really quickly. Okay, let me clarify with this other deck, because I can't tell yet if this is going on, if this is directly answering my question, or if this is, if Spirit's starting to talk about something else to do with this now. I've just got to chill on this side of my body. And again, as I acknowledged that, and I'm also being pushed right now to check, because it's the Two of Pentacles that's got me caught up on this right now. Hanged Man. They're saying, Spirit's telling me to look up what it says in this particular, because it's this card, right? What it says in this particular book. Because each book has its own little thing. Interesting, I just opened straight to the High Priestess. A need to balance many aspects of the self, juggling obligations, equilibrium, seeking harmony. And then the Five of Pentacles. Financial or health difficulties, feeling left out or ostracized, worrying about your security, a chance to clear energy blockages. Wow! A chance to clear energy blockages. Okay, so I feel like that's Spirit confirming, more like answering my question. Like, this is the way to... There's something about that Two of Pentacles. I just forgot everything I read about the Two of Pentacles. Okay, the Two of Pentacles is like... There's something, at least to me... And I think because I'm channeling this for me and for you as well, I feel like there's something about this Two of Pentacles energy. I need to balance many aspects of the self. Juggling obligations. Okay. So to me, yes, this is something that is difficult. Notoriously for you and for me. Balancing, like that Two of Pentacles energy, balancing obligations. This is where it trips you up. Okay? This is where you get tripped up. You have so many fingers and so many pies. You have so many different things. You have so many different hobbies, and you wanting to monetize off of that. You want to do this. You want to do that. You want to do this. You want to do that. Spirit's like, that's fine. But Spirit's wanting you to know, like, hey, okay. And, okay, being able to identify. This is our next key performance indicator, okay? Are we still enjoying this? Is this still fun? And how can we maintain this when we are balancing many obligations? This is always like the hardest part for me. I always find myself in this like energy. Something about balancing obligations is Three of Swords reversed and the Knight of Swords. I feel like this is saying, Spirit's like, don't rush into this yet until you understand fully the past patternings. Okay, so this is another potential blockage. Okay, so there's a couple of layers to this, and that's okay. I feel like this is why it's really important for... Okay, scrap what I just said. Yes, so that we don't become trapped. Okay, so I feel like this is why it's really important for the key performance indicator to be, are we still enjoying this? Is this enjoyable? Is the obligation I have given myself when it comes to pursuing this goal? Yeah, when it comes to pursuing goals, is the standards, the expectations and the obligations that I have put on myself still enjoyable? If not, we need to pivot. We need to be able to shift them. Because you have a tendency, I have a tendency, we have a tendency to be rigid with that and go, okay, well, this is what I've said I was going to do, so this is what I need to do. And Spirit's saying, not necessarily. Because is that going to equate to your success if you push through on this? If it's not enjoyable? No, because you're creating from the wrong space. So there's this balance of creativity and these beliefs and patterns and obligations that you put on yourself, okay? And this is what leads to this, oh, it's not working, oh, it's unsuccessful. And that is a huge blockage. So the way to, Spirit's saying the way to try and counteract that disappointment is to ask ourselves, you know, that Four of Cups that just came out, that's the card of like apathy, disappointment, boredom. Is this enjoyable? Is the task I have set for myself enjoyable? Is the thing I said I was going to do, is the thing I'm forcing myself to do enjoyable? If the answer is no, like, do I want to do this? Does it have to be done? If it has to be done and there's no way out of it, then we need to find a way to make it enjoyable, okay? Otherwise it's going to catch up to us. And I'm not talking about like going to work and paying bills. Like you know, obviously there are things in life we don't want to do, but when it comes to you wanting to create a life out of this or create something long-standing out of this and successful, and you want to see those results, this is the formula. Spirit's saying this is what you do. You have the right idea, but you're going about it the wrong way. And for you, this is what needs to happen. So this Eight of Swords keeps coming out, and that's a card of like being trapped by your own mind, trapping yourself, keeping yourself stuck. Yeah, the Tower. It needs to come to an end. 10 of Cups, 8 of Coins. If you want to be able to enjoy the work that you're doing or enjoy what it is that you're doing, that needs to blow up. Page of Cups flew out over there away from this, so I'm not going to take it, but if it comes out again, then I'll know. Yeah, Spirit's like, this is what hasn't been working. So we need to start really looking, strengthen the Queen of Wands. We need to start looking at this more creatively, we need to look at this outside of the box, okay? Sometimes we have to be a little bit more, and it's like, oh, surely like you are someone who, like, when you plan or when you create a goal for yourself, you are very strategic and you do a lot of research, and you do, like, you know what needs to be done in theory, but and then you just apply it to that and think that it's just black and white, or, you know, this might happen subconsciously, but Spirit's saying we need to add a little bit more of your fun flair to it. You need to be open to doing something a different way, okay? Because of the blockages, because of the obstacles. The old way of doing this has, like, literally has to be blown up. If you want to be able to enjoy this for a long time, and if you want to be able to be successful on this the way that you are envisioning it, this is what needs to happen. Okay? Now, tell me about this. What's this mature man? It's almost like you're taking a very old school approach to it. I feel like this mature man situation is like, it's giving me Capricorn energy. So I feel like that could just be representing like a very strategic, smart, informed way. And Spirit's like, it's becoming an obstacle for you. Page of Cups. Okay, all right, what is this Page of Cups? High Priestess. What is this saying in this context? Six of Pentacles. There's lots of Six of Pentacles energy. I'm just getting like needing to be more intentional with your efforts, with your energy. Needing to be more generous with yourself. And making decisions, like something to do with your output. the way that you decide where to direct your output when it comes to achieving this goal will be determined on feeling now, okay? On feeling instead of on thought. Yeah, the Emperor reversed. You've been much too rigid within the past. It has to feel like a good idea. It has to feel like a great idea. And it has to feel inspired. And I think that that's something that, like, and if you don't, if you have an idea to do something and it doesn't light you up, then you're not to do it. That's not the way that this goes. That's not the way that people will be drawn to you. That's not the way that you will be recognized. That's not the way that you will be chosen. There's too many cards there. What is this? We've got the Queen of Cups and the Four of Swords. For a lot of you, this has a lot to do with healing that inner part of you that was, a lot of you were taught. A lot of you were forced when you were younger. You were good at something and maybe you had a dream or had a goal. You wanted to achieve something, and when you were younger, your parents or your guardians or maybe even teachers, I'm hearing guides, coaches, made you do a lot of things that you didn't necessarily want to do, because that's how it had to be. That's what you did. So you never learnt how to choose where to direct your energy or where to direct your output with these things that you were good at or that you loved doing once upon a time. You never learnt how to direct those in an inspired way, because you were forced to do things that you didn't want to do. You were forced to do things that didn't light you up, that didn't feel good, because other people told you that that was the way. So that's how you started doing this for yourself, and you don't even realize it now. That's how you treat every endeavor. You do it because that's what you have to do, or you do things you don't want to do. And yes, in life that's true, but something that is so self-directed like this, no. Your key performance indicator is, yeah, it's deceitful. It's not real. It's not it's sneaky. It's almost like a self-betrayal. So your key performance indicator, before you do anything, before you have any idea, before you embark on any idea or take any action, okay, you are to ask yourself, does this feel good? Does this feel fun? Am I happy to do this? Do I want to do this thing? Not do I want to do this thing so I can get this outcome. Not do I want to do this thing so that I will become successful, right? Do I want to do this actual thing? Do I want to sit here and film this video right now? Yes. Or do I want to do this thing because I think it will have a certain outcome, or that I think it will serve me down the line, or I think that having more content out will make me successful faster. It's like, no, you have to, if you want this to work, and if you want this to be successful, and if you want this to be long-term wealth, abundance, success, if you want to live off of this, if this is what you want to do with your life, this is who you want to be, this is what you want to be, you have to get into the habit now of checking in with yourself and asking, do I want to do this? Does this feel good? Does this feel fun? Is this what I want to do right now? I hope this resonated.